Good Sunday morning, everybody. Good Sunday morning. Welcome to Sunday with Spirit. For those joining for the first time, this is not a political poll, it's a spiritual poll. Every Sunday we get together and we dance and sing and jump up and down on the web of creation. So today I wanted to get some messages from Raven Crow. In many indigenous tribes, there are creation stories regarding Raven Crow. Some see that the raven as a creator capable of profound changes around us. They're viewed as intermediaries between two worlds, the human world and the spiritual realm. And crows, in a simplistic description, wherever there are crows, there is magic. The crow has this importance of sustaining life and balancing the natural world. And they are also symbols of creation and spiritual strength. There's a shape-shifting element to them. There's magic. And there's creation. So I wanted to take a look at them. My younger brother, he has a guide that he calls Raven Crow. And at first when I heard this, I said, why do you have two different birds as one? That was my limiting way of thinking of this. And he combined them. They are of the corvid family. They are blackbirds. They do, they're very social. And I won't go into that too much because it can go very, very deep. Very, very. All right, so let's get into it. The decks that I'm using, Wild Unknown. Why? Because it has corvids in it. I'm not sure if we got any corvids. We may. I'm using True Black because we're talking about blackbirds. See how simple my mind is? And then I am using my Angels and Ancestors as a central theme message. So here we get the message from the crow. Here we get the message from the raven. And for simplistic purposes, raven is going to be messages from spirit world. Crow is going to be messages from spirit world that relates to balancing earth energies, spiritual energies, earth energies, and then they'll be blended together. And I'm not quite sure if this, how this is going to work out. When I first picked the True Black deck, I asked the deck, are you the right one? And the deck that I got, the card that I got was this card. I think this is called the Avante card. It's unique. It's not part of the tarot, but it's part of the True Black. And this card is all about, if you just look at the images, and we're not going to focus on tarot meanings, we're going to be focusing more on the images of what they bring forth today. But if you look at this card, it's got a circle, it's got a snake, and it's got a baby. And it looks like the baby is in a womb. It looks like the umbilical cord is still attached. And if you can see the part of the, it does, what is this called? Yeah, Avant. It does feel like this embryo is floating in stars. Star seed embryo. of creation. So I think we're on the right track here. Let's see what Raven has to say. All right. First card we get. As we look at this image, we can see a spinning, it looks like an arrow, a sword. This is the Eight of Wands. This is information. And it feels like that with this image, that there is one central focus that we should be paying attention to. Yet there's all this other distraction that is pulling our focus. We have a sense of more to come. It's like, I know there's more. I know there's more. But right now, there's this thing that's really big. It's spinning out of control. And maybe it's not out of control because it's standing straight up. It's spinning with control. Oh, okay. Spinning with control. But it is a little disruptive. Not going into political, but our worlds, even if we throw that out with all this energy from the eclipse energy, the solstice energy, then we have another eclipse and a full moon. It's just, this is, oh, did I forget Mercury retrograde? This is challenging this time. As we move down, Raven, what more do you have to say? Oh, look at that, the 5. This is the 5 of Swords. But when I look at this card, it's very similar to this one. We get a singular sword that stands out. And a lot of times for me, I'll go, oh, it's the sword of truth. But this sword of truth, in my awareness, should be straight. But it's not. It's curved. So I go, so is my truth that I'm focusing on, should it be bent a little bit? Is there something about the straightness of what I think is true is not true? The other thing that I see with this card is there's 4 other swords. These are old Egyptian swords. These swords are all broken, and yet they're chained to the central sword. That chaining, that attachment is, it feels like this sword is taking energy from these swords. And it's feeding on those other swords. It's like, the 5 of Swords is an abuse of power. So this is kind of what that is. This one sword is using the energy from the other 4 swords for its strength. And also down here, we can see these flowers. Yes, they do look like lotus. They are withered and dying as you go further away, and they are more alive and healthy as you get to the central sword. So I go back to this card with the 8 of Wands, the singular focus that is happening. And what are we allowing to be broken, and we suck all the color out of it? What's going on with this? There seems like that we're not looking at some of the things that are happening. We're looking at them as, okay, very negative, but we are not looking at what good is coming out of all of this whirling dervish energy. How things are crumbling around us, but still there's a central sword. And I still say this is the sword of truth. The central sword of truth is still standing. And the last card, ooh, in this row anyway, is the Moon card. I love this card. The very first thing that I see are the fingers of God pointing at me. And I go, ooh, those are a little ominous. And then I look at the female figure, head down, contemplating, and she's pointing at a pool of water. And then I look at her hand, and I notice that is a reflection of the fingers of God that are pointing at us. What this card indicates is that there's a lot of shadow information that we are looking at, and we're forgetting the power within us. This Divine Feminine card, at first I was going, I see the fingers of God, and then I go, I see the fingers of the Divine Feminine. I see the fingers of Goddess. We are creating. Raven is telling us, in my awareness, you guys get to decide what it's telling you. It's telling me, it's telling a large part of the community that we need to focus on what we want to create, not so much what is being created around us. Whirling dervish of paper, swords that no longer serve us. We get to create that. And I like that this is the Moon card because we are in that moon cycle. Let's see what Crow has to say. Daughter of Wands. And as I look at this, the big thing that I notice is the figure 8. Is the regeneration. New flowers, regeneration, the snake shedding old skin that doesn't serve us. Oh, transformation, the butterfly. And again, with the figure 8, regeneration. What are we paying attention to? Especially with the Two of Pentacles. It goes back and forth. It knocks us off our balance a little bit. But this card, it's all about opening our wings from a chrysalis, from a cocoon, into this beautiful butterfly. This is such a transformation spread from what Raven is saying. Well, here we go. Ace of Swords. Again, with the rainbow snake this time in a figure 8. And not all of these cards have figure 8s in them, by the way. There is lightning. There is lightning. There is the rainbow snake. And this sword of truth, as I call it, is lighting up, is a beacon in the dark sky. So as we focus on transformation, as we focus not in the earthly struggles that we have, but in our struggles to tap into higher consciousness, to tap into that higher vibration, to let go a little bit of the anxiety and the fear and step into joy and love. And it's curious for me how I struggle with doing that sometimes. I go, no, I want to hang on to the fear. I want to hang on to the anxiety instead of just letting it go and being in joy and happiness. But that's part of Earth School. All right, let's keep going. What is the blending message that we have? Spirit Fox. Trust your talents in changing times. Trust your talents in changing times. This is one of those trickster energy cards. One of the things about this card that this card's been, I mean, it's such a beautiful animal, and it's so resilient. And the message for Spirit Fox helps you overcome the energies of adversity and unfair treatment. It offers the medicine of blending in. Blending in. And as I think about what I just said with the struggles of letting go of 3D and getting into that higher vibrational shift, this card allows the medicine to come in to blend into those two different vibrations. And we move down to Earth Mother. I can't help but look at both of those cards. This one was on top of this one. Avant on top of Earth Mother. Feel love and comforted. The messages from Ravencroak. Get back to tapping into Gaia. Take your shoes off. Walk barefoot on the ground. Get those Gaia vibrations to balance us. And we are creating something new. A new Earth. Not the way that we think it is. Not the way that this singular stand-up sword of truth. No, whatever truth that we think is probably needs to be bent a little bit. All right. The last card we get is Spring. See your seeds grow. Woo-hoo-hoo. Woo, see your seeds grow. Ravencrow's message. I find it fascinating that this is all about creation here with this figure 8, with this Avant card, with this Earth Mother pregnant with a new Earth. The messages that we are getting from Crow on balancing the Earth is something new. We are resilient. And then the messages from Raven, from the cosmos, from the spiritual, from the Creator. Stay singularly focused on becoming and evolving into what we really want to be, what our soul contract was. And I'd go back to this moon card. I love it. I love it. I love it. We are the goddesses of creation. All right. Thank you all for joining me on this Sunday with Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you all. Peace and love.